So Wendy's first question says, please tell us about reincarnating into what we consider to be the past.
I know that rarely has anyone asked us about whether they could go backward. Most certainly, because time does not exist. It is all one thread. And a thread is a thread, whether they are holding one end with their left hand or their right hand, it is still a thread. And if they join the two, it becomes a circle. And this is the truth of time. So, yes, it isn't reincarnating, it is incarnating. Everything is an incarnation because everything is happening all at the same time. It is when they are attempting to view it from a point away from that point that they will see it as the past, but it isn't the past any more than thee are the future, or thy future sees thee as the past. They are all just the string. Dost thou understand?
Well,
Wendy?
I don't think as a human it's possible to understand that there's no linear time. But so I don't even know what to ask. But if you go into what we consider the past, it can change the future, or does it create a different timeline so it can't affect the future?
It creates a different timeline. We have said before, all lives are happening simultaneously. So if they had 6 lives in 1992, they are all happening simultaneously without thy awareness.
I wish there was a way that could be explained so that we could really understand it, because we really don't.
There is a way to understand it, but it takes work on thy part as well. In thy meditations, go to the Akasha. The Akasha has everything. What they call the past, what they call the present, what they call the future. As they begin to absorb thyself within the Akasha, they will recognize the simultaneousness of it all. And once they feel it and experience it, then they can grasp it better. But attempting to get there from the logical brain, the brain that says that all things are exactly as they appear to be through thy eyes, will never get thee there. Even thy own science has shown that if they observe an experiment, the experiment changes, correct? So
Yes.
does that mean that the experiment, which was happening prior to you observing it, didn't happen with a different end result?
Yeah,
And if somebody else is observing it next, will it not change again? Isn't this like past, present, and future?
yes. I will check out the Akasha. Thank you very much, Mayama.
Mayama.
Elaine, go ahead.
Mayama, you mentioned perhaps 6 lives in a particular example. And in meditating and going back to look at those lives or incarnating into one, you have 6 opportunities to incarnate in one of those paths. And it may not be the same one from the current time, if that makes sense.
It makes sense to us.
I'm sure it does, but so I'm trying to make it where other people might understand it too. So you may not incarnate in the same life path that got you where you are today. You would go on a different journey at that point.
And this makes more sense anyway, because why are they here?
to learn.
and have experiences for the source.
Correct.
So if they go back and experience what they have already experienced, why would they do this?
You wouldn't. You would pick, there would be a different path to
Yes.
experience that
Yes.
timeline.
Someone would create a different path for the, exactly.
So would that also have something to do with karma related to that?
We don't understand. Be more specific.
Okay. If there's karma related to the path you currently are on, and you're not going back in time to that past heritage, you're going into another heritage for new experiences, would you take the karma from the current life back into that life, or would it have its own experiences of karma going forward?
That will be determined by
The soul?
the soul, absolutely.
Okay. All
And
right.
determined by society.
Ah.
If society does not believe in karma, have we not said that
Yes.
it doesn't exist without belief?
All
So
right.
if they went into a society where even the thought of karma had not yet developed, then obviously there would be no karma.
Interesting. Thank you so much for your information, Mayama.
Mayama.